This is Michael Gervais with Michelangelos Services, Inc. It is April 9th, 2026. We're performing a drain line, waste line, and sewer line inspection through a 2-inch ABS plastic cleanout at the rear of the house behind the master bathroom. Could not locate a mainline sewer cleanout anywhere at the front of the property or in the garage. So we're going to go ahead and try and run through here and see if we can get through. Hopefully we can get all the way out. We may even locate a mainline cleanout that's buried at the front of the house with the camera. But we're going to try and run through here. We are located at 854 RIM, R-I-M, Crest, C-R-E-S-T, Drive, Westlake Village, California, 91361. We're going to go ahead and get our camera out. Just got to clean the camera lens real quick. Wipe that off. And we'll just show the perimeter of the backyard. This is going toward the back patio and the back door to the house. That's the backyard. And this is the master bedroom with sliding glass doors. We have a 2-inch ABS plastic clean out here. So we're going to zero out our camera monitor right at the opening so that we get a good accurate reading on the way out. Kind of tight going into the clean out. It's kind of hard running through a drain line and waste line clean out. But so far we're able to push out. So we're now in the waste line, and waste line is the same thing primarily that a sewer line is, except that it's within the foundation walls of the home. Anything underneath, inside the foundation walls of the home is drain line and waste line. As soon as it gets 2 feet outside the foundation of the house, it becomes the sewer line. As I said, it carries the same thing. And all of this so far is ABS plastic pipe and fittings. We're pushing out toward the front of the home now. We have an inlet 33 feet. I believe that's the front bathroom. We have inlets for different fixtures, for the tub, for the shower, lavatory sink. We're just going to try and push out to the front of the home. So far everything looks to be in fair and maintainable condition, and fair and maintainable means that it's about as good as it gets without it being brand new. So far there's no issues. We're also going to run water after them. We're going to check for bellies in the line. We're just making a turn here. Making another turn. Have an inlet there, and I believe that's probably the kitchen sink drain line coming in. So now we're going to push out a little bit further, and then we'll probably locate in just a moment. There's a coupling. Take another turn, another turn. Looks like we might have an inlet there. We're going to pause right here for just a moment. We're going to try and locate this area. Okay, we located this area, and we are at approximately 7 feet deep by the sidewalk area. Now we're going to continue to push out. We are at about 88 feet, so we're going to continue to push out now and push into the city sewer. Hasn't been too bad for us to push out. The line's in pretty decent condition. Haven't hit any areas where we have an issue. So this may go just right into the city sewer without any problems. Now we're in the lateral. Now we're in the vitreous clay. We've just increased to 6-inch vitreous clay. get a little bit harder to push out now. You're gonna have to go in and run some water to help us push out into the city sewer with so many turns. So we're gonna pause for one moment. Okay, we have quite a bit of water running. So hopefully this is gonna help us push out into the city sewer a lot easier. We'll push it quickly out into the city sewer, then we'll pull back slowly and take a look. We'll check everything real well. That's our city sewer tie-in connection right there. That's our saddle fitting, which is the homeowner, the end of the homeowner's responsibility right there. So we're going to go ahead and go in and shut off our water. Then we'll pull back slowly and we'll take a look at the line. Pull back just a tiny bit. I'm going to pause right here for a little bit, let that water subside. Okay, the water subsided quite a bit, and that is the saddle fitting right there. Saddle fitting appears to be intact. A little tiny offset right there at the saddle fitting to the Y. Shifted a little tiny bit, which is normal for vitreous clay. Don't really see an issue with that. Kind of hard to see the whole fitting, but we can see the majority of it and looks to be in pretty decent condition. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition, which is decent. Pulling back up now through our vitreous clay back toward the house. This is 6-inch vitreous clay. Another joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition, and that's our transition right there at 96 feet, 10 inches on the camera monitor, where it transitions from 4-inch ABS plastic to 6-inch vitreous clay. The ABS plastic is the property sewer line, and the vitreous clay is the city lateral that the homeowner. It's the homeowner's responsibility from this point all the way to the tie-in at the city sewer at that saddle fitting. So appears to be in fair and maintainable condition, as I said. Now we're pulling back. Making a turn. And that was our fitting that we saw. That is the test tee right at the property. They put a plug in that and they fill the sewer line up all the way to the house to test it when it's brand new. Now we're going to pull back and we're going to look for a fitting. That's just a turn. That is what is known as an eighth bend. It's a 45-degree turn. Pull back to the next joint. That's a coupling. Try and see if we've got a fitting right at the house somewhere that may be buried that we can locate a main line sewer clean out. Right there we've got a fitting we want to go locate and see where that is. So we're going to pause again for a moment. We're going to put our locator on. Okay, we located this area and we are at the right front corner of the garage, and there's a bush that's planted right there. And more than likely where underneath that bush somewhere right there is where I located this fitting. So it comes off to the side, and it may come up to grade level or close, but you can't really get in there with the bush right there. That bush would probably have to be removed to expose the clean out. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull back. All the joints in the ABS we looked at on the way out appeared to be in fair and maintainable condition, which is pretty good, pretty decent. Didn't see any issues in this waste line, didn't see any issues in the sewer line. We've run a lot of water from the master bathroom and from the hall bathroom in the front. And we'll take a look and see if we have any dips or bellies in the line. There's a coupling, appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. There's another inlet, more than likely for sinks or a tub. That's probably the inlet for the toilet. In the front, another inlet, pulling back. Now we're going to pull back to the master bathroom. And there's an inlet there. Should have another inlet or two. Let's see. And there's another inlet. The master bathroom. Making a turn. Make another turn. And now we're coming back toward our drain line clean out. Drain line, waste line clean out. It goes from drain line into the waste line and into the sewer line. And that will conclude our video drain line, waste line, and sewer line inspection. Thank you.